Have you ever felt your pulse quicken so strongly that every beat seemed to thunder through your chest, warning you that you were on the brink of something both thrilling and terrifying? Perhaps it was the moment before you raised your hand to speak in a room full of strangers, or the instant you hovered over the send button on an email that bore your most vulnerable truth. Fear has a way of tightening its grip on our hearts, whispering that we lack what it takes to succeed, to be seen, to belong. Yet, if we lean in and listen to the wild, we discover that fear and confidence are not opposites, but companions. In the same way that the lioness does not roar in the absence of danger, but chooses to roar despite it, we too can learn to transform trembling doubt into steady self-belief. Today, let us travel together to three distinct realms of the natural world: the sweeping savanna at dawn, a sun-dappled forest glade, and the high cliffs kissed by mountain winds, where three masters of confidence await: the lioness, the peacock, and the eagle. They do not overthink or rehearse their boldness. They do not wait for perfect conditions. Instead, they draw on instincts honed by millennia of living, embracing risk as the gateway to self-affirmation. Their stories are not distant fables, but mirrors of our own struggles and our own potential. As you hear their lessons, I invite you to recognize your own capacity for roar, for display, and for flight, and to step into your power with the same fierce trust that courses through their veins. Lionesses, claiming your roar. Picture the savanna at first light. The horizon blazes with gold, and the air is cool enough to carry the faint scent of wet earth and blossoming grasses. From behind a cluster of acacia trees, a lioness emerges, her tawny coat virtually melting into the dawn. She pauses, nostrils flaring, listening to the distant calls of her pride and the rustle of unseen prey. Then, as though pulling confidence up from the very ground beneath her paws, she lifts her head and exhales a low, resonant roar that vibrates through the grasslands. That roar is neither random nor reflexive. It is an assertion of presence, an act of ownership, of territory, of self, of moment. It speaks of the countless times she has risen before sunrise, honing her senses, testing her strength, learning the contours of her world. It carries the echoes of nights spent defending her cubs from shadows, of dawns when she triumphed over hunger through a patient, careful hunt. In every note, there is an unspoken testament: I am here, I matter. For us, our roar may not shake the earth, but it is nonetheless vital. It might take the form of presenting our ideas in a room where others hold the floor, or of voicing a boundary long overdue in a relationship that needs clarity. Each time we speak up, we stake claim to our value in the world. Confidence is not cultivated in isolation or in silent self-doubt. It grows from the repeated acts of stepping forward, of letting our voices ring out even when fear thunders in our ears. The next time you feel fear tightening your throat, remember the lioness in the dawn light. Draw a deep breath, steady your heart, and claim your roar. Speak your truth with the same certainty that she owns her plains. With each courageous exhalation, you weave another thread of trust into your spirit, until one day, roaring may not be a choice, but a natural expression of all you have become. Peacocks, displaying your colors. Now, allow your imagination to drift to a clearing in a tropical forest just as the morning sun filters through the canopy in dancing shafts of light. In that dappled glow stands a peacock, its body slender and modest in shape, its train of feathers tucked behind like a hidden promise. Then, with a single fluid motion, the peacock unfurls its magnificent plume into a living tapestry of shimmering blues, radiant greens, and fiery golds. In that moment, the forest hushes to witness a display that is both vulnerability and victory. Each eye on its fan catches the light and holds it, reflecting back a brilliance that seems almost too large for the bird itself. This is not an act of vanity, but a ritual of self-affirmation. By revealing its full splendor, the peacock proclaims, "This is who I am, and I trust that my beauty is enough." We, like the peacock, have our own unique blend of talents, experiences, and quirks, colors that set us apart. Yet so often, we dim our light to blend in, to avoid the glare of attention, or to shield ourselves from judgment. But every time we hide our true selves, we lose the chance to inspire, to connect, and to stand firmly in our worth. Imagine sharing your ideas in a space where you felt hesitant, or revealing a creative project you've kept hidden, or simply bringing your full personality into a new friendship. Each act of authentic self-expression is a peacock's display. It challenges the voice that whispers, "They won't like me," and replaces it with a deeper knowing, "My presence enriches the world." Over time, as we practice unveiling ourselves, we build resilience against critique. The peacock does not wait for a chorus of approval. It trusts its own magnificence. In the same spirit, we can learn to stand tall in our uniqueness, trusting that our colors, once displayed, will draw the right kind of attention, affirming our confidence and inviting others to do the same. Eagles, soaring above doubt. Our final destination is a mountain ridge where the air is thin and cold breezes carry the promise of vast horizons. There, a solitary eagle perches on a crag, its golden eyes tracing the valleys below. And then, with a sudden shift of its powerful wings, it lifts into the sky, catching a hidden updraft that carries it higher with graceful ease. Watch how it glides, barely fluttering, attuned to the subtlest currents. From this vantage, uncertainty falls away. The sprawling landscape below becomes a map of possibilities rather than a tangle of obstacles. Each ascent is a testament to the eagle's trust in its wings, trust in its instincts, trust in the unseen forces that support it. With every glide, it learns more about its own capacity for flight. We too have our wins, our skills, experiences, and successes that can lift us above the storms of doubt. Yet so often, we flap frantically against resistance, exhausting ourselves in the turbulence of "what if I fail?" The eagle teaches us a different approach. Gather our strength, recall our past flights, and then, with quiet confidence, catch the next updraft of opportunity. Picture a time you overcame a challenge, perhaps a relationship you mended, a project you completed against the odds, or a fear you faced head-on. Let that memory anchor you, reminding you that you are capable of navigating life's currents. When doubt threatens to weigh you down, close your eyes and envision yourself lifting off the cliff's edge, trusting in the well-worn feathers of your own resilience. Across the savanna, the forest clearing, and the mountain sky, the lioness, the peacock, and the eagle offer us three interlocking keys to self-belief. Claim your roar. Speak your truth with a lioness's authority, knowing that confidence grows each time we speak up despite fear. Display your colors. Show up authentically like the peacock, trusting that your unique brilliance is not only enough, but essential. Soar above doubt. Glide on the winds of your own experience like the eagle, recalling past victories to lift you through current storms. These lessons combine into a practical guide: act, express, trust. Not in the absence of fear, but in spite of it. Each roar, each display, each ascent strengthens the next, weaving a tapestry of self-belief that carries us forward. Now take a moment to close your eyes and bring to mind a situation that currently stirs your fear, a conversation you dread, a goal that feels out of reach, a dream that seems too fragile to voice. Let the lioness's roar echo in your mind. What might your voice sound like if you claimed the space you deserve? Next, envision the peacock's unfolding train in the forest's golden light. Which of your own colors have you folded away in the shadows? What gift might the world miss if you keep it hidden? Finally, remember the eagle's effortless glide above the peaks. In what ways have you fought the winds of doubt rather than trusting your own wings? Can you recall a moment of triumph that could become your next updraft? Allow these reflections to stir something within you, a spark of possibility, a softening of resistance, the first unfolding of new courage. Notice how your breath deepens, how your posture eases, how your heart recalls its capacity to rise. Confidence is not a treasure we unearth in a single moment. It is a landscape we traverse every day, guided by the roar that claims our worth, the colors that reveal our truth, and the flight that trusts our wings. So when you feel fear's shadow once more, let the lioness remind you to roar. Let the peacock inspire you to display your authentic colors. Let the eagle encourage you to soar above doubt. By weaving these teachings into your life, speaking up, showing up, and rising up, you will cultivate a confidence that endures, not because fear has vanished, but because you have learned to stand tall in its presence. This is your journey, one of action, expression, and trust. And as you walk it, know that you are never alone. Nature's greatest teachers are there beside you, whispering courage with every breath of wind every sunlit clearing, and every dawn across the plains. And they're still teaching us, if we're patient enough to watch and bold enough to learn.